Give me 6 minutes of your time and you'll be making the best soft and fluffy cinnamon rolls ever. But I have to warn you though, this recipe can be very addicting. Let's get right to it. First of all, you want to start by activating your yeast. This step is very important as it helps you to ensure that the yeast you're using is fine, especially if you got your yeast from the local market just like me. To activate your yeast, you need some milk and some sugar. The measurement is listed in the video. You're going to stir that and set it aside for a few minutes until you have a foamy texture. Moving on to the dry ingredients, you're going to start by sifting your flour. This step is important as it helps to remove lump, aerate the flour for a lighter, fluffier dough, and also to remove any impurities in the flour. Went in with nutmeg and some salt. Now nutmeg to the dough adds a warm, aromatic and slightly nutty date that does not overpower the cinnamon. Now you can see that our liquid has a foamy texture. This goes to show that the yeast is activated and ready for use. You're going to pour that into the dry ingredients, and I'm just going to scoop out all of that because the sugar was just underneath. Great, now you're going to go in with your melted butter and some egg, and you're going to mix all of that together until you form a dough. We're going to knead our dough for 8 to 10 minutes. We just want our dough to be softer to work with, but be careful not to overwork your dough. Set that aside for a few minutes to rest while working on your cinnamon sugar. For the cinnamon sugar, we're going to be using some brown sugar. I'm using 45 grams of brown sugar. As for the cinnamon, this is the brand that I'm using. It's pretty popular. You can find it in any supermarkets around you. The plan was to use 11 grams of cinnamon, but the scale wasn't reading. Anyways, our cinnamon sugar is ready. Just mix it together and set it aside while working on your dough. So I'm trying to mold the dough to a squarish shape so that it can take that form when I begin to roll it out. Roll out the dough to about 1.5 or 2 inches thick. Now it's time to stuff your dough with the cinnamon fillings. You can do this in 2 ways. This is the method that I'm using. I'm just going to spread some melted butter onto the dough before going in with my cinnamon sugar and then using my hands to spread it around. But you can do this another way. You can mix your melted butter with the cinnamon sugar and then go ahead to use a knife, a ruler or anything to spread it onto your dough. Okay, this is the method I'm using. It's quite easier for me to use. So when you're done, you're going to start cutting up your dough bit by bit. Also, you can do this in another way. You can choose to roll it up like this in full form and then go ahead to use a thread to cut out the circular shape. But this method seems way more easier for me to do. I'm just going to cut it up into shapes like this and then start rolling each of them one after the other. I'm done with the first part, so I'm just going to transfer it to my baking pan. I'm using butter to layer it so that it doesn't stick to the pan. You can use a parchment paper or a foil paper as well. So yes, just going to set that aside and continue with the rest. Now that is done, I'm going to cover it and allow to rest while preheating my oven before popping it into the oven to bake. And this is our cinnamon rolls 25 to 30 minutes later, looking so yum. This will have your whole house smelling like a bakery. Baked to perfection. I just love the golden brown color. You can choose to enjoy your cinnamon rolls plain like this, or top it up with some cream cheese, some condensed milk, some jam, some chocolate cream, anything you have to give it that extra flavorful taste. Now my friends, we have come to the end of this video. I really hope you try this recipe. Like I said, very addicting, but also very enjoyable. Thank you for watching this video. Stick around for more addicting recipe, and if you've not clicked the subscribe button, kindly do that now and give me a thumbs up while waiting for the next best recipe on this channel.